Hello and welcome to Amethyst Star Crafting. My name is Jane Ormark and I'm a UK independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. And today I thought that we would have a look at the Dragonfly Garden, which is a stamp set and coordinating punch. So you can punch out the large butterflies after you've stamped and coloured them in. You've got this lovely sort of leafy daisy type foliage thing, which is quite pretty. These lovely little dancing little tiny bugs, butterflies, little things that are flying up. And then you've got the two-step to be able to stamp the dragonfly's wings. Some nice sentiments in there. You are an inspiration. For a true friend, may good things grow all year long. Thank you for your kindness. The may good things grow all year long. I really like that one. I think it's a really inspirational type quote to send to a friend or somebody. So anyway, that's what we're looking at. And the colours we're going to use today are Magenta Madness and Misty Moonlight. The two together will make a beautiful purple colour, and we're using our blending brush. You can see I had a go earlier on, and you can see how the colours blend through really nicely. So then we'll decide what we're going to do as a back piece. So we need a piece of cardstock. Let's move these bits out of the way. So we need a piece of cardstock. And we need a mask. So I've cut a piece of, we've done this before, I've cut a piece of cardstock exactly the same size, and I've cut the largest of the ovals. Now you can cut whatever shape you want. If you want a heart, you can cut a heart, you can cut a square, you can cut an oval, you can cut a rectangle, just so that you've got a shape that covers it through for doing the masking. And I then don't have, because it's exactly the same size, I don't have to tape it down. I can just hold it with my fingers and it works perfectly. Now with the blending brush, what I've also got is, to just help my work surface and for you to be able to see, I've just got a piece of acetate. So I'm going to put this in on the acetate. It means that as I am sponging, I can sponge on here and then take it in onto the colours that I want. Okay, so we are going to start with the Magenta Madness. So I'm just going to open that up, put that in on this side so we can see it, and then, as I say, I'm just going to hold my piece down. It fits in perfectly. So I can then hold it like that, take the sponge. Now you can hold it right down. I find that it's quite nice to hold it from the end, take it off from the side, and then you are going to just gently sponge it through. So just gently do it. And the nice thing is that if you take it from the outside first and sponge it through, or blend it through the blending brushes, it means that you don't get those sort of streaky blobs that you can get. The bristles of this are so fine that it really is beautiful to work with. You get such a lovely smooth finish. Now it's that thing of patience. Don't rush it. Literally just tap it off, take it from the outside and work your way through. And I tend to do like little circular motions. So round in one direction, round in the other. But if you carry on doing it like this, you won't get any, streaky lines or blobs coming through. So you just keep working it through and building up that colour. And as I say, if you do it clockwise and anti-clockwise, you will build up that colour, and you can build it up as bright as you want. So I'm building it fairly bright because I want it fairly bright. And I just keep tapping. I don't need very much on there at all, really. And then just take it all the way round, so you've got the colour you want. Now I think that that's going to be about right for me. So then we are going to use the Misty Moonlight, which is a very dark colour, but it actually works really well. So with this again, just make sure that you've got it in there, little tap. And then I'm just going to take this through. And take some of that in, and you can see it's creating a beautiful purpley sort of colour coming through. And I'm going to take some through on the other side. I don't want it everywhere. I just want it through on these two sides. And again, just build it up as you go. Okay. Now, you could have that just as it is, as a beautiful mask, because if I take this off, you can see you've got this gorgeous colour going on, but we're going to do some more with it. So let's just get this up together again. You will find that your fingers, if you're not careful, will get into there. So try and sort of avoid that bit if you can. And I'm just going to put this up so that it's where we had it before. Now, I have taken a little strip piece which is off from the side, and I am going to take the punch, and we're going to punch some of these tiny little dragonflies out. Now, if you put it down here, you are going to have too much of the other butterflies, so you want literally it to come so it doesn't take the other part out. So just put it up as far as you can and give a little bit of a space in between. Okay, so I've got two on there. I think that that will be fine. And then what we're going to do is we are going to put some butterflies floating in and flying in from the outside. So we've got the Misty Moonlight, and we're using this as a stencil. So this time you can take it up nearer to the edge, because what we want is for it to come in nicely, and we're going to give it a good ink on there. And I've done it part on and part off, so it's actually flying out. Then I'm going to take one down here, and I'm going to do the same so that it's not all on, so that when we open it up, you'll be able to see that it's given that complete sort of shape. So again, I'm using it fairly close down because this time I want it to be masked in quite well. And we've got another one coming down. I'm going to put one in on the, am I going to have some flying up in the opposite direction? Yes, I think I am. So let's have one sort of centered here. Now, what you do need to be a little careful of is that there's only a small distance between one side and the other. So by holding the brush right at the top, you will make sure that you're not going over the edge, because that's what you don't want. You just literally want it to cover in like that. Let's take this one off. And then I'm going to have another one coming in down off here on this side. Yes, you can see you sometimes get a little bit that comes off on the side, so you just need to be a little bit aware of that. But I don't think it will matter too much when we get to the end. So let's put this one on. I'm not making that quite so dark. So that's sort of coming in on there. So we've got 4 of those ones. And then I'm going to take a couple of the pink ones. So I just need to clean my brush up just a little bit. And the easiest way to do that is to just literally just take a scrap and to, you know, just work it in. It's very good because it doesn't hold the colour too much. So you can sort of take it off like that. And then we'll take the Magenta Madness and we're going to do a couple with the Magenta Madness. So I'm going to have one flying down here. So again, just hold it, take the Magenta Madness, and again, I'm just putting it through. Now you will, which I don't mind, you can do a totally separate one if you want it completely pink, because that does get a little bit of purple coming through. So I've got that one on there, and I'm going to take the other one and fly it through there. So again, you can almost do it like a stencil brush. You don't have to even rub it. You can just tap it up and down and it will go into the little space that you want. So let's take that one off. And we've got that one. I think that's probably going to be about right. Let me take it off and have a look. Now I'm going to do a few more. I want it to be quite sort of, you know, quite a few of these dragonflies coming through. But I want some, these are quite dark. So what I want to do is to have some that are going to be a little bit paler. So let me just make sure that I've got this up where I need to. As I say, you can tape it down if you want to. So, oops, there's me just knocking it. That's fine. So I'm going to take another one, but I want to do it very pale. So I'm not even going to add any more on here. I just want to have it very, very pale coming through. So let's have a look and see. Yes, that's perfect. So by doing that, you can have them so that they're not all, and I'm going to take just some of the ink that I've got up on here, and this is literally just to give it a bit of depth one way over onto the other. So I'm doing it very, very lightly to just, yes, that's perfect as well. And then we'll have another one in on this direction. And again, I'm not even inking, I'm just taking up some of the ink that was there and just very, very lightly putting it through with what I've got left on my brush to just give that little silhouette coming through. That's beautiful. And then I might just have one just right off on this edge. So again, you've got it really pale, so you've got the build up of the colours coming through. And I think that let's take this back here for a minute. I think that will, and I'll take this piece off as I don't need to use that anymore. So if we take this away, you then have this really lovely background piece with the butterflies, the dragonflies in different colour tones. Now I've taken, we don't need our punch anymore now for this, unless we want to add a dragonfly over the top, which we could, but I'm not going to. So I'm going to take, I've pulled some colours out. So this is Gorgeous Grape. So we could put this onto the back of Gorgeous Grape because we've created this sort of pink and purple. And I think that's probably, I don't even think I need to change it over to anything else. I have got a piece of the Magenta Madness, and again that's quite pretty, but I don't like it as much as this one. I think the Gorgeous Grape works absolutely beautifully with this, and you've got just such a lovely background on there. Then all we need to do is to put a nice sentiment in on here. You are an inspiration. I think that that's quite good. So let's get that one out. You are an inspiration. I need to put it onto a fairly small block, I think. Let me see if I've got, will it go onto, I don't think it'll fit onto this one. Let me see, will it fit onto this one? Yes, it will. Yes, it will. Okay, so I'm going to put it onto this one, and I just need to make sure that it is straight. So get it on straight like that, and then I'm going to do it in I could do it in gorgeous grey. I'm going to do it in black because I think it'll stand out again as a standalone picture, and we want it in the black. So I'm going to take we can have Memento, or we can have any other black ink, because this is quite fine wording. I am going to test it first, again, before you commit yourself to your card, just to make sure that it's nice and straight. Yes, that's perfect. So I'm going to do this in the black, because it's quite fine lettering on this. So it's something that's not a thick sentiment, and I want it down on here. Like that. You are an inspiration. I like things just slightly, you know, off-centered. And then if we put that on here, you have the most lovely background or standalone card as it is. And as I say, you could add one of the large dragonflies if you wanted to. I think that that just looks beautiful as it is. And I just love the way that the dragonflies have got different colour and depth just by using these two colours and a mask. So it was Misty Moonlight and Magenta Madness. And then the background I took to just sort of pull those all together was the Gorgeous Grape. So thank you so much for watching me. As always, please stay safe and well and be kind. Bye-bye.